We use elika throughout the game as a tool, if you will, in the player's arsenal. In combat, in acrobatics, in navigation, everything is always made better or easier through the availability of elika, but it always stems from that idea of the elika button. It's that context-sensitive, help me elika button that will always have her jump in, do something valuable for the context that you're currently in, and then once again sort of take the back seat and be ready to jump in again when next needed. She's never going to jump in combat and do something on her own that is an initiative that could frustrate the player. So in particular to combat, what that allows us to do is use elika quite literally like a weapon.
What we did in fight is since we really wanted her to have a function, we really saw her as your combo builder, basically. If you just fight using your sword, you're going to quickly see that you're limited at how many hit combos you're going to be able to do. So if you use elika, you're able to create, it's just kind of a multiplier. You know that if you've done an elika attack, you're going to be able to go back in with another prince attack and add more hits to your combo chain, basically.
When elika was introduced, well, she's been in the core concept of the game, and she was something we had to consider in the level design as well, and primarily in terms of how she helps during acrobatics and to some effect even how she helps during combat. But it was, she was an interesting challenge as well, because the moves that she provides for you allow you to go quite far. And so, I mean, as a level designer, it's one of those things where you try to try not to cross in a huge distance in 3 seconds, and at the same time you want it to be that she's helpful, that she actually is required. Like, we could have dropped the ball and had her have this really cool move and then never really required in the game. And I think that was what we had to try to do, was to balance requiring that move without using it too much and that kind of thing, so that she feels like she's really helping you, but at the same time it's not something that you're just constantly doing either. And I think we've got a good balance with that. I think we feel that elika is a companion that is very useful to us, but at the same time not just constantly there and not constantly in our way either.
The elika's powers are fundamental to opening up our open world to the player in a relatively controlled fashion, so that you don't just get thrown into the middle of this huge open world and just say, okay, go and do it in whatever order you want, because then you're not getting a structured experience. It opens up to you as you unlock more of these magical abilities. And the magical powers are all these sort of extreme cooperative acrobatic abilities. So they're all based off of acrobatics, and they integrate into acrobatic sequences in really interesting ways. So for example, one of the magic powers, the one that we showed at E3, it's called the rebound. And you hit a magic plate and the prince and elika go sort of flipping through the air once they hit this magic plate. So you can imagine that we can integrate that into wall run sequences, jump sequences, swinging off of poles, that sort of thing. So you can do an acrobatic sequence, jump, land on this magic plate, have it send you, flying across the world in a very dramatic way, and then land into another acrobatic sequence as well. And that is the opening of the gate, if you will, that allows you access to a different part of the world. So based off of which magic power you choose to unlock, different parts of the world will become available to you. And because you get to choose which magic power you unlock, therefore you basically are choosing which part of the worlds do you want to sort of sink your teeth into first.